Hey, everybody. So good to see you on tonight. Come on, if you could show yourself, turn your cameras on. It's always good to see your beautiful faces. We're going to get started tonight. It's about 5 after. And want to begin talking to you about some really great stuff that is happening as we speak with the program, and share some pictures and some really great things with you tonight. So if you're able, I'd love for you to turn your camera on, and we're going to get started with our declaration. I'm going to show my screen and ask that you all would please unmute yourselves so that we can begin to recite that on tonight. So, hey, Terrell, so good to see you. Very good to see you. I'm going to share my screen now. Here we are. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
All right. So let's get going. Move that over a little bit. Here, welcome to the Debt Weapon Velocity Banking program on tonight. Here is our declaration. So I'd love for you to repeat after me. Let's get excited about what you're here to do and what you're going to learn on tonight, because it is definitely life-changing. So our declaration, it says, this is my life.
This is my life.
I declare today my mindset has changed.
I declare today my mindset has changed.
I am clear about my path.
I am clear about my path.
I am debt-free.
I am debt-free.
I walk in the understanding of my finances.
I walk in the understanding of my finances.
I control my spending habits.
I control my spending habits.
I am not a consumer.
I am not a consumer.
I am an investor.
I am an investor.
My money works for me.
My money works for me.
All things are possible to me because I believe.
All things are possible to me because I believe.
I am financially sexy.
I am financially sexy.
And I won't give up.
And I won't give up. Never
All right,
ever.
I'm going to put Terrell on the spot. Terrell, say that part again. I'm financially sexy. Go ahead.
I am financially sexy.
Yeah.
And I won't give up. Never, ever,
yeah.
ever.
Thank you. Come on, guys. Come on, come on. Let's pump it up. That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. My name is Coach Rosie Jones-Clark. I am a coach and the membership chair. So if you're interested in becoming a member of our program, please reach out to me at rosie@demaryfunding.com. Again, that's rosie@demaryfunding.com. One of our other beautiful coaches is Coach Renee Allen. Her email is renee@demaryfunding.com. If you want to know anything about the program, please feel free to also reach out to her, and she will be more than happy to help you. So I want to start out talking to you about what velocity banking is. We always talk about it because we tend to have new people come on, and we want to be sure that folks understand it. So velocity banking is a strategy that actually uses lines of credit to pay off debts faster than your traditional method. It will help you quickly become debt-free as well as boost your credit score. And I think most people, when they get into our program, well, all people, when they get into our program, this is where they're starting. They're starting to learn about velocity banking and beginning to clear up a lot of their debt so that they can become debt-free. So velocity banking and the traditional method. The traditional method is, we get credit cards or loans, and we tend to make our regular monthly payments when the statements tell us that they are due. And over time, we're actually paying more, whether it's a mortgage, a car loan, whatever it might be. The traditional way, we're actually giving the banks or the lending institutions a lot more money than we should be giving them. The velocity banking method is a method where we are paying less over time. So we are actually compounding and, killing off debt much faster using our velocity banking method. Initial concerns that most people have when they start this program. Velocity banking is a total new concept. And so because it is, in the beginning, it can be a little bit confusing. However, if you stick to the plan that your coach, if you should get into the program, if you stick to the plan that your coach has for you, you will begin to understand the process and understand how it works. The other concern is the whole process doesn't fully make sense. So yeah, initially it doesn't. I talk to a lot of folks that I coach and others that I talk to about the program. And, some people are not concerned that they have, some sort of debt. Most people don't want credit cards, right? So we talk about using credit cards to leverage your finances and to be able to use money in a way that's productive and not constructive. And so people have a lot of different, I guess, what's the word I want to use? They have a lot of concerns about, whether or not, they want to use credit cards. They don't like credit cards, or they don't want, they don't understand HELOC, so they won't do a HELOC or a business line of credit. So there's a lot of things that may not make sense at first. However, again, if you stick to the process, it will. Will this program actually help me? This program will definitely help you. You'll hear from some folks in a few minutes, and you'll understand that it definitely will help you in your financial journey. And if it's so good, why haven't I heard about it? Well, I mean, that's one of those questions that's sort of an open-ended question in a way, because there's many things that I'm sure most of us have never heard of that's out there, and especially in the financial atmosphere that we have not heard of. However, it does exist, right? And there are some really good things that are out there that I don't know about yet, but I'm actually, really searching for those things. I'm nervous to make a dramatic financial change. Many people are, and it's very understandable. And some of the changes that you may have to make, it just depends on your financial situation, but some of the changes that you may have to make is curbing your spending habits, right? We talk about in our declaration not being a consumer. We know that we all are actually consumers in some way. However, we want you to begin thinking about when you are consuming, what you're consuming, and whether or not it's an asset or a liability to you, right? So whether or not it's creating debt that's going to take you a very long time to pay it off, it's going to mess up your credit. Are you going to get behind, right? So there's a lot of things that, can make you nervous about the program. But again, if you are a part of the program, or if you intend to become a part of the program, following the process is going to be key. Will I make a mistake and make my financial situation worse? Well, listen, for some folks, it could happen, right? And the only way that truly that it would happen is if you did not follow the process. So everything is outlined for you. Your coaches will give you the direction that you need. And as long as you stay within those guidelines, then your financial situation should become much better, opposed to worse. But of course, if you decide to go in your own way and you want to do it your way, or the way that you were doing it, or whatever, maybe follow someone else's steps, I have no idea. But if you should do that, then yes, there's a possibility that you could make it worse, but that is not why we are in this program. So the one thing that you're going to have to do is learn to trust the process, right? It's critical. I've said it probably about 4 times already, The process is put in place so that you will find success at the end, right? At the end of your debt-free journey, you'll find success in whatever it is that you are intending to accomplish. Trusting your coach is going to be really important. You are giving a lot of personal information to your coach, who's going to help you to, gather that information, put it in a spreadsheet, and then, help you to decipher where you are in your financial journey and, come up with a plan with action steps for you to begin to take so that you know the direction to go. You're going to have to also trust yourself. So having my daughter said to me tonight, you need willpower. And I'm sitting here eating big chunks of brownie like tonight, right? Haven't had brownies in a long time and they're delicious. Well, I know I shouldn't eat the whole pan. However, they are really good. And, I just keep kind of going back to them. And so sometimes in our financial journey, the things that we were doing financially that put us in bad situations, if we continue to do that and we continue to eat up, eat off or bite off too much of that, too much debt or just spending out of control, then we're going to certainly put ourselves in a situation that we don't want to be in. So trust in yourself that you can create a system where you are still happy financially, right? Doing the things that you would love to do and also planning for your future ahead. The last thing I always say is trust God. If you have a God, if you believe in God, then it's important to trust the process, to trust God in what you are doing, what this journey is. God says in his word that we are to leave an inheritance for our children and for our children's children. And this is what this program is all about. It's about building generational wealth as you begin to climb up the different tiers of this program. It's about building generational wealth. And you really want to begin to think about that and think about what you want that to look like. And certainly we will help you to come up with a plan to do just that. So I want to talk about Demary Funding Company because it is Demary Funding Company who is the owner or the CEO that runs this program. And Demary Funding Company is really about creating generational wealth that gets transferred from one generation of a family to the next. It may consist of valuable assets such as cash, real estate, securities, or ownership of a family business. And Demary Funding Company is all about helping you to figure out what it is that you desire to do and how you want to build that wealth. The gentleman and his lady that is behind Demary Funding Company is Sabor, or they call him Al Demary. We all call him Sabor. He is our mentor. And he, is a husband, a father, a brother, and a mentor. He's a real estate investor. He has over 29 properties, approximately 1.7 million in assets. He's an accredited investor, legally allowed to trade securities between financial institutions. He's an acquisition manager of about $40 million of about a $40 million fund in Texas, Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. He's known as the mortgage note broker in the world of mortgage lending. He and his colleagues broker approximately 2.5 million a month. He has 4 active LLCs and businesses. He's also a consultant of Velocity Banking, credit services, and real estate investing. So Sabor and his wife and our silver team, who are in our investment tier, they are currently in Tennessee, and they are right now at Lowe's, and they're selecting appliances and fixtures and all sorts of things that's going to go into the home that they have purchased. And I will show you some of those things in just a moment. Now I'm going to stop sharing because I'd like to hear from all of you if you have some wins, some things that you want to share with us on tonight. I told Sabor to stay off tonight, but he can't help himself.
I just
He's
want to say I
busy.
love you all. We have
Yeah. I
down
just
here.
wanna he can't help himself, so he's on. It's okay. But he's on tonight. Probably he may stay on for a little bit, drop in, drop out, that kind of thing, because they were at Lowe's, and I'm assuming they still are, or they're all done. But Sabor, go ahead. You want to say hi? We can't hear you. You're on mute.
I said we just wanted to stop in and say hello to everybody. We all in the car right now. We just wanted to say hello. I got Raheem and Armando up here with me. So we just finished Lowe's shopping for the property. Probably go grab something to eat and go back to the hotel for the night. And then we're gonna start it all over again tomorrow. So
all right. Deuces to you guys. Good to see y'all. Congratulations. All right, so they'll have a story for us when they come back on next week. I'll show you their property on tonight before we end our session. Show you some of the things that they're doing to the property. They've already had some offers before the renovation is already done, or at least some interest, I should say, and some offers actually. But and so they'll share with you on next week some things that has been happening with them. But anyone that would like to unmute themselves on tonight and share some of their wins.
I have a win.
All right, Tamika, good to hear from you. Hey, honey.
Good to hear from you. So I paid off one of my debts, and my credit score went up 12 points yesterday actually.
Woo, nice. So good to hear that. Congratulations. Come on,
Thank
guys,
you.
y'all congratulate, because if this is her, you next week, right? If it's not you today. So that is so awesome, Tamika. We're so good. I mean, you have been doing such a great job with your coach and paying down so many things. So congratulations. Tamika's on her way to be golden. Yes. Good job, Tamika. Anyone else want to share something? Come on, y'all. Don't be shy. If you're telling me there's no good news.
I can share a little win, but
right.
we've been sitting on this win for about a couple of weeks. Me and my wife, we both just got the 25,000 personal credit from Navy Federal.
Woo! Yes. Look at that.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So we just trying to figure out how to leverage it, and we just bought our first house too, so we just trying to figure some things out and not just be a consumer.
That's right. Right. It's about creating generational wealth now. It's not about like, oh, I got that 25,000. Let me go buy some stilettos or something, right? Like I'm gonna go get me a motorcycle or
No.
Yeah, it's about looking at it differently to see how you can leverage that money and take it so that it works for you and not against you.
Exactly.
Right? We don't need to create any little money enemies.
Right.
Right? We want
debt free.
That's right. Let me tell you, we want money that makes babies.
Yes.
We want Manabies.
Manabies.
We want Manabies.
I like that. Yes, we want our money to have babies, right? We want it to be full. So that's great. Anyone else have anything? Hey, lovely. Anything you want to share tonight?
Hello. No, not really. Not yet. Soon.
Okay. It's great to have you on tonight. We know that it's going to be all good news when you do share with us. So we're glad you're here. Hey, Tally, you're welcome. Tally, anything going on? Can you talk? I know you're sometimes at work.
Yeah. Not really. Um, no, really, nothing big. Just constantly trying to build. Get a few clients with the cleaning company, so that's always good. Nothing recurring, but a bunch of one-time cleans. Anything help.
Hey, well, that's a win. What are you talking about? Because one time turns into recurring, right?
Mhm.
So that's a big
Yeah.
win. Are you kidding? You went
Oh, wait,
from you.
actually, I had. Yeah, go ahead.
God, no, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm saying it's a win, but then I also had $800 credit increase on one of my cards.
How
I ain't
many?
even asked for it; they just gave it to me.
What was
800,
it? $800. Look at that.
$800.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
win.
I ain't even asked for it.
That's a
Yeah,
big win. Look
I
at
forgot
that.
about that.
Yes. Hey, we got to
Yeah,
count up
Congrats.
those wins. Yeah,
thank
we
you,
got to
thank you.
count up those wins, man. Because I mean, if you told your story, right? If you had told your story, there wouldn't have been $800 today.
Yeah, for real.
Right? Yeah. So congratulations. That's beautiful. Anyone else? All right. So that's good. I mean, I'll tell mine. I mean, I've gotten some increases as well. I went back. Actually, one of my cards I totally forgot about to go back like every 3 months. For some reason, I didn't put it in my calendar. And then I went back and they gave me like $2,000 increase on my card. So I was like, hey, thank y'all. Right now, I'm like, Terrell, we gonna figure out what we're gonna do with that $2,000 and make it work, right? So it's really good to be able to get those increases and know that you have a way to leverage maybe investments or some other things that you want to do so that you can bring additional monies in. So that's always beautiful. So what I wanted to share with you guys tonight, I'm going to go back to share my screen. So thank you guys so much for sharing that. And I'll go back to sharing my screen.
Rosie, before you go there, can I say something before we drop off?
Absolutely.
So the business owners and especially people that's thinking about doing real estate, we were just talking about this in Lowe's and it made me think about Raheem and Raquel. So when you're doing your business, make sure you're using the same business credit card or you're using QuickBooks, especially for the end of the year, because you're going to need a spreadsheet. If you're going to be using your credit card, you're going to have to print out that credit card and use a spreadsheet. That way your CPA or your accountant is able to, make your deductions for you and to see if you're negative. I was telling Rosie this year, we happen to be negative on the business side, which helped us on the personal side. So we actually didn't have to pay money. They offset it. So I just want to make sure you all know just to think about that. Use one credit card. That way you won't have expenditures all over the place. And it's easy if at the end of the year for your tax purposes.
Sabo, I'm so glad that you said that. And so when you think about that, when folks only have, one or two cards, one card, and they don't have a whole lot on their card, and yet, it's a little bit more difficult to put your expenditures on it. Do you have any suggestions for them as to how to go about using their card? Like say they only have a $1,500 or $1,000 card for business and they need to put expenditures on there. Do you have any suggestions for them if they cannot put everything on?
I would definitely say your overhead costs, your normal monthly stuff, especially if they're renting or like utility bills, cable, whatever your business needs, supplies, stationary supplies, things like that. You definitely want to put those on there. That way you can show that it's residual for your business. And also that'll look good on the business side for the credit card company that you're currently using, they'll see that your residual and you're using close to 30% on your business expenditures, and they'll actually increase you. Like I think Terry said he got 800. A lot of times you get those increases on the business because you can't go back to a business and ask for a credit line increase. They're going to see your expenditures and the way you spend, and they increase off that.
Mm-hmm. But for someone that does not have a large credit limit,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did you hear
just
what I
put the
said?
lower ones is what you're saying?
Yes, the lower monthly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, every month, and that you pay off every month because you're going to play the 30% game there. You're going to use up to 30% of that card or more. So the credit card company going to say, hey, he needs more credit.
Right. Very good.
Because you can't go to a business. You can't go to a business and ask for a credit line increase on business credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
Not like we do on the personal side. So they're only going to look at your expenditure and the way you're spending and seeing that they're reoccurring, and they'll increase you that way.
Anyone have any questions about that before, if Sabo should have to get off? Awesome.
All right. Well, y'all have a good one. I will see y'all next week. Thank y'all for being here. As always, Terrell, make sure you tell them about your business, man. All right. Y'all see y'all. Y'all be blessed.
All right. You too. Thank you. Hey, Terrell, you got some business? Tell us about your business.
I run a apparel company and photography company.
Oh, okay. So what type of apparel? Could you put a link or something in the chat for everyone so that they can?
Okay, yeah, I can.
Yeah. So they could check that out. So it's apparel, and what was the other? I'm sorry.
Photography.
Photography. Awesome.
Yeah.
And where are you located?
Chicago.
You're in Chicago.
Chicago. Yep.
Windy City. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, put that in the chat, and then you guys, if you would click on that link and or copy and paste it and check out his apparel if you haven't done so already. All right. So let's move forward here. What I wanted to share with you tonight is, the Velocity Banking Program. It's really about changing your lifestyle to suit your future goals. Right? So changing your lifestyle to suit your future goals. So I want you to think about, just for a moment, take a minute to think about what it is that you really desire to do in the future. And all of us have dreamed of doing something, right? We dreamed of a better, financial situation, a better life, so that we could, whether it's buy a particular car or have a home or put our kids through college, start a business. There's something. And then I want you to unmute yourself and start to share that. And my question after you share is, are you willing to change your lifestyle to suit your future goals? So who wants to go first? Because I'm going to call on everybody.
Just a better living situation, like financially, just to be able to do what you want, be financially, how would you put it, free, like not have any worries, like build up your wealth and your credit and be able to just travel when you're ready, that kind of freedom, like not have to worry about, oh, well, I gotta punch in, I gotta go to work, and having your own business, working for yourself, or having people work for you, rather. And being able to travel and be with family and do things that you normally can't do because of work.
Right. I like how you switched gears really quickly. And you said, well, have somebody work for you, rather.
Yeah. I'm used to doing it, so.
Right. So I love how you switch gears pretty quickly, right? Because that's important, right? That's important to you, that you don't have to spend all of your time doing all the work, right? And then I'll tell you my story when we get through everyone else. So let's see, Terrell, you wanna go?
Well, me, when I started my business, I was just coming home from jail, so I had to figure out how not to let my wife take care of me. So I started a blog, and then it went from a blog to doing T-shirts because I wanted to make people see the blog when I'm out in traffic. And I bought a box of T-shirts for like $75 for 100 T-shirts, and I sold a T-shirt for $25, and then the next one $25. So it was like, I don't need to sit at the computer. I could just sell T-shirts. So that's how I started. I really didn't have a plan or a goal, but I was waiting to get my job back. So in the process, I was waiting to get my job back, and I let her take care of me. And 8 years later, I'm almost 100,000 in just selling T-shirts.
Nice.
So, and like I said, when
nice.
we both got the 25,000 on Navy Federal, and right now I wanted to go back and get they got like a business credit card for the 75,000. I think I got a fear of trying to get the 75,000 plus this 25. It's like, I don't know. I want to do it because my credit scores, the requirements. I got a business account with Navy Federal. I just don't know why I haven't went to got the business credit card with them. But yeah, that was.
That's awesome. What do you think you'll do with that card that scares you?
Oh no, I want to do the Turo, but I just don't want to buy a car like with that. I would rather buy a car cash, maybe a $10,000 car, and then start with Turo, and then see how it goes, and then if it goes how I think it would go, I would buy another one with the credit, and just make the payments back just to keep building the credit. But I don't know what the hesitancy is.
You want to put a pinky toe in.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just I never really cared for credit cards. My wife was big on the credit, but she helped maintain for me to stay at, above 700. But now it's like, you can do it, but what you gonna do? Who gonna spend? I mean, because all I know is just buying T-shirts and making T-shirts and selling them. And that's my whole game. But other than that, I don't know.
Well, you got to talk to Sabor, right? You talk to Sabor about, again, it's trusting the process. Trust your coach. Right? Trust the process. Trust your coach, and then go out and do the thing. Right? Do the thing. Yeah. And then remembering that your business line of credit doesn't go against your personal.
Yeah, I know that.
So right? So fear keeps us stagnant, and it keeps us tiptoeing around.
Definitely.
You know how they say tiptoeing around tulips, right? Like you're tiptoeing and then you're not getting to where you need to be.
Right.
But yeah, that's something you could talk to your, to Sabor about, your coach, and then, and then get to where you need to be. Be willing to make the move, right? So the question is, are you willing, right? Changing your lifestyle to suit your future goals. Are you willing? That's the question.
Yeah,
and we're going to come back to that.
Yeah, I believe I'm willing.
All right, so I'm gonna add to this. I'm gonna add to this then. Are you willing to go all in?
Yeah, it's just right now I got another thing, like with I told you, coming out from jail. My license been revoked for 13 years, so I'm in the process of giving that back. So it's a small standstill because I can't just maneuver how I want to without risk of, you know what I mean? So it's just little slight things that I can't fully spread my wings and just run how I want to. So that's probably a little more why I'm hesitant, but
there's ways all around that. So
yeah,
there's ways all around that. Your wife hasn't been that way, right?
No, she's good. She a GM. She was a GM for Sam's Club. So
yeah. And so I see it happen all the time where folks use their wife's stuff to manage, You use her name. That's all.
I'm not all
For
the
certain
business and
things.
all, everything is in my name, and it's been, being built up, but it's the hesitancy, just driving is really my problem because I like to be on the move and it's hard. So no excuses,
All
but
right.
that's just my dilemma.
Nope. You'll get there. You'll get there. Awesome. Let's see who else is on here. Key. Tekiva.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, hey Don, how are you?
I am good.
Good. Tell me. Are you willing to change your lifestyle to suit your future goals? And what are those dreams?
Yes, I am. I am more than willing to do that. My future dreams are because I also run a business where I do line care and pressure washing, and which is actually doing pretty good for me. So my plan is to be in Dubai somewhere while my company is making money. I just want to.
Yeah,
I want to relax. I want to relax.
very good. I
But
like that.
I'm willing to put the work in to get there. It's gonna be hard work and aggravating times, but I'm willing to do it. I'm willing.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Well, that's good. I mean, as long as you're willing to put in the work, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Aaron, can you talk tonight? If so, you're on mute. All right, maybe he's not. Let's see. We have Timothy on here. Timothy, would you like to talk tonight? And also, guys, if you don't want to, oh, there he goes. Okay, cool. Hi, Timothy. You're off mute, but I can't hear you. And if you don't want to talk, if you feel more comfortable putting things in the chat, you can also do that as well. That's fine. And then there's iPhone. I'm not sure who that is, but if you want to share with us tonight some of your dreams, how maybe Debt Weapon could fit in. Okay. Lovely.
Yes. Good evening.
Hey. Hey.
So, yes, I have been putting things into perspective for abundant future. I too have a business which is family child care, and you are one of the persons I would like to speak to one day coming up when you have a little time, because I would
Sure.
like to expand and me not do the work, but have someone else do the work for me. And what else? I don't know. I'm just trying to see how far and the yummies that this program offer. I mean, I heard a lot. I saw some changes, but honestly, I got a little down one time because I seen that my credit score had dropped like 58 points in 1 month. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm doing all the right things because I've been studying this thing from before. That's why this program just helped me because I didn't have to do all the studying and work. And I'm like, wait, how did that happen? So I was told that sometimes that happens when they see you building your credit, and don't worry to go back up. So
Yes, it will.
yeah, I'm just waiting on the rest of the goodies.
Yeah. How many of you guys have watched that happen to your credit score when you started out?
Trust the process. I watched mine go down. I don't know. There's a few people on here I never seen, but I'll tell mine real quick. I had a 430 credit score, and a guy told me file bankruptcy. And then I got in the program, and it was like the score started going up quick, and then I started following and doing what my coach say. And almost a year, I'm up to 700. So it works. but you gotta trust it because I watch mine go down and then I get, oh man, it ain't going up no more and it's taking forever. But just trust it and follow. Listen to your coach.
Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, hold up. They just sent me the thing. Oh, you're 2 points from your 700. And I'm like, yes. Then the next 2 weeks it went 50. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yes, that happens. That happens to everyone. And if you're watching Credit Karma, you will see your score go up and down. So that's going to happen. But don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It'll go right back up. You'll see it, jump up again. Your personal credit score, it's never going to always stay flat, right? It's always going to be billows. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's great. Thank you for sharing with us, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about childcare. Lovely. What state are you in?
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
What state are you in?
Oh, in Connecticut.
Oh, okay. I'm in Connecticut. So cool. Okay.
Yeah, and I have my home, and I was thinking to have that become the school, the whole house itself, and then I move somewhere else. So
okay.
We'll see.
All right. Well, we can talk. I'll be more than happy to speak with you. All right.
Good.
So thank you. So Michelle.
Hey.
I know you're losing your voice a bit, but hopefully you can get something out.
Hey. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So yeah, I would love to get into investing and buying property and flipping property and seller financing property. I also would love for my husband's business to, be up and running so that we can have that financial freedom that he was talking about as far as being able to do what we want when we want to, leaving a legacy for our children. So yeah, I'm willing.
That's great. Yeah, and it's going to take a lot. It's not easy to just change your life when you've lived it for so many years a certain way, right?
Right.
So what I want to ask you guys, my next question here is, first thing to do. What do you think is the first thing that you really need to do in order to meet your goal? And I'm not answering this for you. I want you to answer because it's critically important that you know what you need to do and not my telling you what you need to do. So what are some things that you know? What's the first thing for you that you believe you need to do? Anyone?
Stop spending.
And so help me to understand when you're saying stop spending, what exactly are you saying?
Like pretty much like the unnecessary spending, like, the eating out, the sneakers came out, I gotta get them. Oh, there's a new show. Oh, let's go. You can go out and enjoy it, but not as much. My biggest thing was the consumer part. I don't know about everybody else. I'm just speaking for myself. My part was I'm on the road, so I eat out. I'm on the road, I eat out. I stop and get this and stop and when I couldn't go home and eat, or just the frivolous spending.
Very good. So
just by stopping that, it changed a lot for me. I noticed because if your bank sends you the message and shows you the graph of what you spent this month, spent this much eating out, and mine was ridiculous. So I was like, oh no, I'm never gonna get to where I gotta go like this. So just cutting back on that tremendously, and that just changed a lot for me. I got more money to put towards the business, more money to put, to pay off my creditors.
things
was
that are
able to
going
do a
to
lot of that
make you
just
money.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
saying things that's going to
Just
make you
bring
money,
in more
right?
money into the yeah.
Very good. Anyone else want to share what's one of the first things you know you need to do or you needed to do if you have already started?
I said, change your mindset.
What does that mean to you?
The way of thinking, with the credit card, because I wasn't a big credit card person. I used to think that you need to have money. If you don't have no money, don't buy it. That was my thought. And the mindset of being wealthy is different than the mindset of being poor. You know, when you're poor, you think differently. When you're wealthy, you think differently. You spend your money differently.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So answer this question. You talked about the way of thinking, changing the way you think about credit cards, right? Like not believing in credit cards at one point, like they weren't good, right?
Yes.
What was a card that you were using that was definitely not good?
The debit.
Yeah, we should call it the devil card, right? The devil card. That's the devil. We were using cards,
Right.
but we weren't using a card that would benefit us. That card actually benefited the bank. And I'll tell you why it benefited the bank, right? The bank don't want us taking our money out of the bank. We know that. But most people, if you have your money in there, you don't know what you're spending. So you're overspending, right? You're using cards, your checking account, whatever. People had overdrafts like crazy. And those overdraft fees alone will kill you. Sometimes got your got some folks' bank accounts shut down, right? So we were using cards, we were using money, we were still getting loans and all of those things. We were just doing it improperly, right? Now with Velocity Banking, it's here to show you the right way to use that stuff. Put away the debit cards. My husband has had a debit card for years. He don't know the difference between his credit card and his debit card. When I tell him to pull out the credit card, he's pulling out that debit thing. I said, dear, this is a debit card. That's not a credit card. He goes, oh, I never use them anyway. Right? And I said, this is a debit card. And he's always pulling that thing out, but he doesn't use the debit card. His card has not been used. He doesn't use it because he believes in cash. And we also know that once you spend your cash is gone, right? So it's like Michelle said, changing your mindset. But all of us have to start someplace, right? And no matter what you do, it's going to take your mind changing. Telly said, stop spending unnecessarily and, just frivolously throwing your money away. That was a mindset that you had to make or change in order to stop doing that. And then looking at a report and seeing like, wow, I was spending that much. Right? You don't realize how much money you spend doing certain things. What's something else? Someone else that may want to share. We're going to take two more. Something else someone may want to share. First thing that you need to stop doing or you have stopped doing.
Timothy put something in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you.
He said his mic is messed up, but it was his story.
You're currently building your credit, exploring my options. I'm so that I may ultimately obtain financial freedom. And at the moment, I'm just doing my best to crawl before I walk, develop good financial habits. Very good. Yeah. Thank you, Timothy, for sharing. And that's what this program is all about. Helping you to be able to begin doing that, right? Building your credit, not just building your credit. We want you to build your life, right? Because there are folks who have good credit. My husband has great credit, but he doesn't know what to do with the credit. Right? So there are people out there who have great credit and they see their credit as I can go into a bank and buy a house. I can always get myself a car, right? And they're making their payments, regular payments every month. And we talked about the traditional way of doing things and the velocity way, right? So they're going out and you see people every day. They got the houses, they got the cars, they got clothes, they got shoes, they got all these things. And they have good credit. Some of them have good credit. And they can go and get whatever they want. But that is not what we're talking about. We're talking about having good credit so that you can leverage that credit to create a true lifestyle that you desire. And Timothy, I thank you for sharing that. And if you I don't believe you're a part of the program, but if you'd like to become a part of the program, just hit me up. Y'all like my slang, hit me up, and I'd love to speak with you and help you on your journey, right? So when we're talking about changing the way that we think about our credit and what we can do with that. Anyone else want to share? I'll take one more person. Okay. So those two things we know are critical, definitely. I mean, they go hand in hand. In order to stop spending, you got to change your mindset, right? The mindset is really the very first thing that has to be done in order to make any sort of change in your life. And it doesn't matter what that is. I talked about eating those brownies earlier. Like if I don't change my mindset about those brownies, man, I'm going to eat that whole pan. And I need to change my mindset. I told my daughter, give them away because I don't need to eat them, right? So we always have to make mindset changes in order to see our future goals come to fruition. So I'll tell you, with myself, I didn't like credit cards. When I was younger, I had credit cards, but really not understanding and no one ever teaching you what credit cards are really meant for, right? Other than being that consumer that Telly was talking about, being able to look like a baller, right? I had a decent job when I got out of college. However, using that money improperly, right? Buying shoes, buying clothes. I mean, always got to get the hair done and all these things. And I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, but I am saying that when we overdo it, that becomes an issue. And so finding later on that you're in this financial debt because you're making payments, and honestly, by making payments, never really paying off that debt. And that's where most Americans are when it comes to their credit. And so you're on here tonight because you desire to do something bigger. I desire to do something bigger with my life, right? Wanting to make those changes. And changes cost, right? The program's not free, of course, but changes do cost us. And the bigger change you want to make, the bigger the cost. And that's with anything. Like you can go, to I don't know, Marshall's and buy a pair of pants and get them for 50, 60 bucks, maybe less. Or you can go to Brooks Brothers, right? They're going to cost you a whole lot more, probably 3 times as much. Or for a woman, you can go to TJ Maxx and get a purse that says, LV or something. But if you really want a purse and you upgrade and you want a Louis Vuitton, you know how much that's going to cost you. So the further up the wealth ladder that you begin to climb, it's going to cost you more to be able to afford the lifestyle that you desire. And I think most of us in this program are looking at some point, not just to get your credit right, but to establish your credit, to build it so that you could begin to get into, heavier with your business, and leveraging your business, scaling it to a point that you're making what Tully's talking about, and what I believe Timothy and some others are talking about. Or Michelle talking about being able to have that business run. Jonathan said it, run so that you don't have to do all the work. That's scaling your business. That costs money, right? But again, it comes with the mindset change. So I want to show you guys some pictures. Thank you for sharing tonight. But I wanted to show you some pictures because we have 3 families that have moved into our 3rd level tier of the program, which is our silver level, and they are into the real estate. So they're investing in the real estate, and that family is Coach Renee, who has been doing it. Excuse me. And then we have Rochelle and Armando, and then there's Raquel and Raheem. This is Rochelle there. There's Coach Renee and Raquel and Raheem. And these are pictures. I don't know, can you guys see this whole thing here? These are pictures of them going to Tennessee. They purchased a property in Tennessee. The people are there working. They were there this morning. Here's a picture of Raheem and Armando actually doing some work, probably a little bit of nothing, but doing a little something as they're doing their rehab. And so it's pretty exciting. I'm going to stop sharing just for a second because I need to go to my email. I wanted to show you guys the house that they have purchased. And I just want to show you that. See if I can pull it up. But this is something that I think, I believe all of you are, or I hope would aspire to do, because seller financing is definitely a way to build wealth and to build that generational wealth. So this is their home that they just bought. And let me see if there's other pictures that I can pull up. I think this is the living room. Still that same room. I just wanted to show you guys. And that's the backyard there. They actually, this is a 3-bedroom, and I think it has 1 bath. Yeah, it says here 3-bedroom, 1 bath. And they're doing some renovations to it. It doesn't need a whole lot. The driveway will be redone because it has a little cracking in it. Small kitchen, but it's nice. Not much to be done there. Oh, it has an enclosed porch, which is always great when you're down south. But those are some of the pictures. I think that's pretty much it. But it has a huge yard, actually. So, but that's the property that they just bought. The 3 of them, for all together, I believe they're putting in about 65. They're spending about $65,000 on this entire property. And I think that includes their renovation. So each of them, they split that cost. And what we do is we help, match families together or people to partner on a deal. You're not actually doing a partnership as a business, but each person has their own individual business. We help people to establish their business if you want to do that as part of our program. But it's really about helping you to buy properties, create mortgage notes. For those of you who may not know what mortgage notes are is a great way of leveraging and creating that generational wealth. But you're actually buying a property, and you then will turn around and rehab it if it needs rehab. Then you will act as the bank, sell that property to someone else. They will then pay you the mortgage every month. So if you sold it for 100, you paid 60 for it. You sold it for 100, and you calculate what their mortgage will be according to their income, along with interest rates. You're going to mortgage that to them for X amount of dollars a month, and they'll send you that money every month.
Rosie, where was that house at?
Tennessee, Memphis.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we tend to buy quite a bit. Tennessee is a hot area right now for buying properties as well. So, but Renee and I and Sabor brought some properties in Tennessee also. And I just did a property in Alabama. So, I mean, you can buy anywhere when you're doing seller financing. That's the sweet thing about, getting into that. But that's a way to begin to create residual income, because you're going to give someone a 30-year mortgage or 15-year mortgage or whatever it is that they elect for, and plus interest that you're going to collect for the next 30 years. And remember, the first 5 years or so is all interest that you're collecting, right? The principal is not even being collected just yet. So that's the good thing about this program. It's not just about helping you to leverage or fix your credit. That's not what we do. Our program is really about, yes, we help you to get your credit in alignment so that you can create your business credit, and then leverage that to buy real estate. Real estate has always been the game. The wealthy people have known that forever. But real estate has always been the way to create wealth, and to do it a lot easier. Not that it's easy, but to do it in a way that it creates generational wealth for your family. Anyone have any questions for me tonight? So I thank you guys for being on tonight. I know we've missed our Sabor and the rest of the team, but thank you guys for being on tonight. I've had such a great time talking with you. I look forward to hearing more about the strides that you are making and the goals that you're setting and that you're meeting, and that you are conquering this thing, because you can, because you have been created and destined to live a purposeful life. God has divinely created you to live out your purpose. And once you find what that is, guess what? You walk divinely in it. So thank you guys for being on tonight. It has been awesome. Tamika, you've been so quiet, but thank you. Thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. I'll see you guys next week. Telly, you got something to say?
No, I was just saying good night.
All right.
Night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
All right.